All right, we'll give it one more minute, but yeah, we'll get this going. It was an interesting week. That's
What did I miss? What happened?
no, I mean with consensus, right?
Oh shit. That was like, yeah.
I like if I had to do it again and I didn't have a ticket, I first of all would not be going to try to acquire a ticket, and I would just go to all the after events.
That's true. I just realized I haven't actually attended a single talk.
I didn't eat well. Normally, I don't even the important ones, right? Like you look at like I've heard Vitalik twice, and it's boring. I'm just gonna say it. It's not like you're not going to a concert or something. You're
Yeah.
not really following what he has to say. That's no knock on him. It's just these are all just like university lectures, right?
Yeah.
Also, Samir said something that made sense. That why would you go to a conference to watch something that you could be watching on TV at home or on your computer, which makes sense. I like watching talks. I think it's interesting, and I like the live experience. But I think that I didn't have enough time to watch everything that was going on. I had to prioritize. But I think the side events were quite fun.
That's true. Also, like I do actually going back, like I did meet some cool people and I still need to like reach out and follow up with them. And that was like during the conference. Because during the parties I was like didn't do much networking. Just because I was out of it. But also like I did a lot of networking during the Solana snapshot. Like that's Solana is a really good job with like, side events too. They have like a side conference there.
Yeah, there was some. I'm glad we didn't do our own events because I went to a lot of
Oh
events
yeah.
that totally bombed. Not because of I won't. I'm not going to be mean, so I'm not going to name any names. But I don't think it was their fault. It's just there's so much competition that people can't be in like four places at the same time. So it's there's just
Yeah,
oversaturation.
especially if they're out of town and they don't know the community, they don't have that access, that trust. They're just new people trying to do something. It's just like they don't have that list of hardcore people who will go. That's why you guys need to contact Toronto DAO if you want to do an
Oh
event.
yeah.
Definitely contact. We'll throw you a party.
What are some things you didn't like though about the events? Because there are a few that stand out for me.
Uh I I don't know. That week was like a little blurry to me. Um and I kind of like really kind of forgot it because I went to Turkey and just like had like a blast the next week, and the whole thing kind of like seemed like a dream now. Um, I don't like when there's like limited drinks. Just annoying to me. I like when the drinks are unlimited, but that's just me.
We've been to a few
Um, I
events
don't
that I've been to a few events where I could turn limited drinks into close to unlimited though. You got to know the tricks.
know. Yeah,
Um
I don't like like spots that are just lazy, like boring spots. Like Conflux had a really really cool location in that historic building. That was awesome. Oh, here's a cool story about what I didn't like, but kind of got humbled. I met the guy Farouk, the rag radio guy. Um, you know who I'm talking about?
no, to be honest.
It's the guy who interviewed Donald Trump about crypto. He's just like this weird, kind of like long-haired Egyptian guy from Montreal.
Still no, but go but
Nope,
keep
nothing. Doesn't ring a bell.
but keep going.
Anyways, he kind of now like having a momentum. He interviewed Trump, he interviewed CZ while in Dubai, and he's this kind of like KOL basically. And I just came up to him like, "Hey, are you guy like you're Farokh?" Like he's like, "Yeah." He was like trying to be all cool, like he's a fucking like fucking Ashton Kutcher or something. I don't know. And I felt like a total, I don't know, fanboy because of that, because he just brushed me off, even though I just wanted to say hi and maybe like tell him about Toronto DAO, since he's from Montreal, so he's a Canadian. And so he kind of like just like didn't give me like any sort of indication that he's like even want to like talk. And so that was like a very educational moment for me, is that in that moment, like he caused like a wave of resentment from my side. But then I caught myself on the fact that I actually am guilty of doing the same thing to people. Not on like his scale, of course, but like lately, like a lot of people would come up to me during parties and they try to have a conversation, and I'm just like sometimes I'm like a guy from Kazakhstan, like Eastern European. Like small talk is not my thing. I don't do
Mhm.
small talk. Like I do like a talk that is like has a goal. you know? So it's like sometimes I'm acting like a little bit like reserved and maybe like even like can come off as douchey. And now being on the other side of that type of thing, I realized that you got to stay humble and you have to like break a smile and just do that small talk just so that I don't know, it's just polite. And I feel like that was like a good learning moment for me, that especially because right now Toronto DAO is gaining the momentum and a lot of people want to talk to us. We have to be polite, we have to represent all the time even when we don't want to, just because this is our brand and we're responsible for it. And so I've made the decision just to kind of power through it. In the future, if someone wants to like come up and talk, I'll just fucking go for it, like do the whole Azizi charm, I would say. But anyways,
What I
that's like
find
my little
what I find
anecdote.
troublesome, what I have a problem with is like I agree, like we have to talk to people, but sometimes they just won't shut up. And like, how do you tell them politely to like, I can't talk to you anymore?
Yeah, that's like an art of how to like escape a conversation. Um, anyways, I guess we can talk about it offline so no one knows, our little tricks.
Something that
But
always
yeah,
works
sometimes.
for me is just to, make up something like, oh, I just got this call. There's an emergency happening. It always
Uh,
works.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, yeah.
what Samir said about like we should maybe take that part offline. It reminded me of like a South Park episode where Randy was trying to teach Stan how to lie, and like one of the tells, like to not have tells, and one of the tells was like rubbing the back of your neck, and then he goes, "I love you, son," while rubbing the back of his neck.
um, yeah, but the moral of the story here is like we have to be nice, we have to be polite, we have to
Yeah, the
be,
only reason why,
or at least I mean, I don't want to. Yeah,
the only reason why I ask, because
because I think you guys are all doing a great job. Like Matthew, you're great. Like everyone else is great.
oh, thanks.
It's like I have this thing where I have very little patience sometimes, and I just like stonewall you, like, or cold face or whatever you call it. So I need to change that. I need to fix that.
Well, for the record, I haven't noticed that, but like the other day, somebody was like, this wasn't at the consensus. This was at the pizza party. Somebody who had no knowledge of Bitcoin, right, and was here to learn. Fair
Hmm.
enough. That's good. That's why these things are there. And was asking about SWE and all this other, trying to get technical. I said from the very beginning that I'm marketing and I'm just an ambassador for the day. But he kept asking about this different code. He's like, "Oh, why are you here?" And then like I tell him like I do something else for money, and then he starts grilling me about that. I'm like, "Why do you like? Why are you on this mission to make me feel like a total piece of shit?" I wasn't, but it was just weird. And part of me just wanted to be like, "Dude, fuck! We're not even talking about the thing I'm being paid to do right now." So, like, and finally, I think I just said, like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't think I did, but the bathroom was far, so I made the commitment. I like walked like a 5 minute walk to the bathroom
You just walked away like,
because,
oh my
like,
god, it's like
Anna could speak
kept
how far the
walking away.
bathroom is. It is not like a casual walk.
Yeah.
You just literally you left the entire event just to not talk.
Yeah. I remember that person. Oh my God.
So like that's what I mean. That's why I asked,
Damn.
like, how can you, just be like, oh, I got to talk to other people and stuff like that. But the thing that
Yeah.
I agree with the limited drinks. And it's weird because you see people definitely put money elsewhere on different stuff. So it's like, can you just, you know, like not hire like a DJ and just maybe put that money towards
Yeah.
drinks or something? So I feel like they could have made unlimited drinks work if they put their money elsewhere with the same budget. But also, I found like the music was like blaring, right? At like a lot of events. So like you're supposed to network and have a good time, but it's like I can't hear the person next to me, you know? Oh, who was that? No clue. I don't even know like what he's doing here. And I feel like that was an issue. Um
Yeah.
and even at events outside, it was like blaring and I couldn't hear anything.
I also wanted to add the fact that a lot of events, like, well, they are just parties. I've noticed that I've gotten an email, like a follow up, only from like maybe three parties, like just like this week or
Mhm.
something. Or maybe I just missed them or something. But I think from the marketing and like perspective and business development perspective, you have to at least have some sort of a goal for the party. Like you've done a party and you showed your brand to 100 people. Okay, good for you. But like, what do you do with this? Like people come to your party, like how do you monetize that? Not that you're trying to get the money from that, but how do you onboard the customers? Like, do you keep them in some sort of a give them like do you give them a private invitation to a Telegram group? Do you give them some sort of an airdrop? Do you ask them for certain questions? Survey them afterwards. Like try to keep them within the ecosystem. Like party is just a little lure, like little trap for you to like get the customer and start nurturing them. But if you just do a party for the sake of doing parties, it's kind of like a waste of money, honestly.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
bring
know.
up a good point because I remember maybe 3 of the sponsors, the hosts for these parties I've been to. So at least for me, that's not money good spent for the other guys.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Polkadot for having unlimited drinks
Oh
and
yeah.
to Conflux.
And not only that,
Polkadot really like
so like a lot of times bartenders have one per person like at the moment policy, which I understand it's like an overserving type thing. Um
yeah.
and so when you came, because you came a bit late and you're like, get me 2 White Claws just in case. So in case they had
Oh
that
yeah.
policy, like Anna went to get a White Claw and then I went to get a White Claw, right? Just so to get around that.
Nice.
And
Appreciate
but
that.
when I went, he's like, "How many do you want?" I was like, "Oh, we didn't have to do that little charade. We could have just gotten one of us could have just gotten
Uh,
the 2 White Claws." Which I like, you know. I understand why they don't, but I like that. The pants were amazing. The
yeah.
sweatpants, they're very comfortable. I'm wearing them right
Uh,
now.
I
what?
love
What are you talking about?
They had
it's a
sweatpants.
swag that sorry.
You got pants?
Yeah,
He got
And
many,
you get
many
pants?
clothes. He got many clothes for a 1 year at least.
but
So
Oh my
many
god,
t-shirts.
the sweatpants were probably my favorite.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, pants are like yeah, it's like a whole different level to have pants.
Yeah, and
Mm.
so they're comfortable. And for all those people who are thinking about swag, because nobody wants shirts anymore, I'm not saying I'll take your shirts. I still love the shirts, but that's just my experience. Um, Maybe sweatpants is the way to go if you can swing that.
The best piece of swag that I got is a stellar hat. Fucking good quality hat.
It did
Like,
look nice. I remember commenting on it. I'm not
yeah.
a hat person though. I've got like 4 hats. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. I know why they like the hats, and I won't know why they like the shirts because they're basically turning people into walking billboards, right?
That's true. And you
And
don't have to like worry about the sizes. It's all unisize.
the socks is like they're becoming more popular, but you can't turn that into a billboard.
I gotta say, Sui socks are the most comfortable socks I ever wear in my life.
Yeah, I got
As a swag.
several pairs of socks. People care about the socks because it doesn't take long for you to put holes in them.
Yeah.
So
um,
if you collect like 5, 6 pairs of socks, that's like legit getting $15.
that's true. I do want to give a I guess like a notable mention for Stellar for having their little like a co-working station at Startwell. It's the same location they had as Solana does the super team. So they rented the whole thing for like 2 weeks, I think,
Wow.
and or 1 week or something. But yeah, like it was a cool thing. Stellar and their community. I tried to approach them and tell them like, hey guys, you guys are not known in Toronto. Like you're just, I mean, no one really is known in Toronto except Solana, to be honest, and maybe Ethereum. But Ethereum doesn't do anything. So, anyways, I was trying to see if we can work together, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Basically, something Stellar is like I've said on their little developer meetings and their grievances, like they were sharing their grievances and stuff. So I was able to just kind of be like a fly on the wall, and that was very fascinating. Like they're taking their devs really seriously, like their layer twos and all that shit. I mean, it's
They're
like a
layer
real
two
operation. It's like
sellers.
Sui 2. Yeah.
Why would you create a
So,
layer
anyways,
two
I,
of
I I
Stellar?
hope we can work. Sorry,
Why would you create a layer two of Stellar?
I don't know. I honestly I call any app on Stellar a layer 2. I might be
Mm.
mistaken on identifying it as such.
Yes, kind
Um,
of.
my point is that like I'd love to work with Stellar. I'd love Toronto DAO for Toronto DAO to partner with them just because I see good quality work and good quality people there.
Yeah, they
Like
are.
Sui,
They are
same
pretty
thing.
good. Swee's been very good to us. And it'd be great if Stellar can. I've seen what they're doing, right?
Yep. Hey, question: what if we do a dev event, not like a usual event for Toronto DAO, but more of like oriented towards developers on, let's say, Sui?
What
Can we
would
pull
that?
that off?
What would?
I think
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
what would that look like? Like a web
Honestly,
a
I'm not.
seminar or
I don't know. Like we have Taylor here in the chat, like in the space. He's developing on Sui, and he's been attending our,
Anna give him
events
speaker
and stuff like
status.
that. Sure. And I'm like, I have a couple other people that reached out to me, and I'm not even saying like let's do a party or like whatever big event. Like even if we can get like 20 people, but like make it super fucking targeted, laser beam, like oriented towards like some sort of a super value, get some value out of it as a dev. How would that look like?
Taylor, what would you? Yeah, I see your speaker. What do you? At first, how's it going? Second, how would you? What would attract you to such an event?
Hey guys, that's interesting because I'm a newer builder. So what do I need? I need to meet people to work with, right? Not necessarily the marketing people, because as a dev or a builder, the marketing people aren't who I want to talk to. I want to talk to other builders or biz dev, right? Resources, investors, those kind of things, right? So the general crowd that's there for education, conferences are hit or miss because the investors are always wrapped up with meetings that were booked months in advance, and it's very hard to just kind of get in there and talk to them, right? Necessarily. And then the party events that we saw, the other week there were just more party, less. These are people that you can actually interface with. These people are just drinking and having fun, whatever. So what would an event look like? That's interesting and something I've been thinking about. I feel like how we've been doing some of the Toronto DAO events where you kind of pitch and you mingle with people. Those are good because you can talk about your project kind of in a snapshot, and then there's people there that could kind of engage with you after, as long as there's enough time for that in between all of the pitches and the talking, and it's kind of structured that way, like a pitch cohort and then a mingle session and then a pitch and then a mingle, and you have like different I don't know. I'm not much of an event guy, but as a builder I want to be able to communicate to the room what I'm doing, and then that would draw attention towards me after the fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's.
By the way, I recorded your. Sorry, Matthew. Go ahead.
I was just saying that was good. Nothing important. Go for it.
Yeah, I recorded your pitch, Taylor, in the latest Sui event, and I was wondering if we can post that on our socials. Is that cool?
I mean, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Awesome. Yeah, and you have the copy of the video that I sent you. That's the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have a thought based on past experiences. So when I was in Argentina in their co-working space on Friday, they always had like they brought out beer for everyone to have. And a lot of people, this was maybe at like 5. A lot of people would like grab a beer and be social but also still code. And
Hmm.
I don't know, it kind of made people like you were allowed, it was okay to go and approach people and talk to them, see what they were up to, and as opposed to like during the day when you were just letting people do their work. It kind of had like a
You mean after 5?
sorry.
Like after 5 o'clock,
Yeah,
or
usually
like you said during the day?
after 5 on like a Friday, they had like a, everyone would drink a beer or two, still code casually, and like people would ask what you're working on at the time. So like, what
Yeah.
about something where like, okay, people can code, but they could ask each other for help on certain stuff. We could have drinks. That's not to get, totally drunk, but just to make people more comfortable talking to other people.
I mean,
Casual
I'm
professional.
all for
Yeah.
yeah. I'm all for it. Like, and it's funny. I want to give a shout out to Vibe Station. They kind of do this every Friday. That's where we developed our beaver. But for me, like it's the question of like where are we gonna do this? You know what I mean? Like it's like the space is it's like I'm all down for drinks, but like we have to rent out a space for that. That's what I'm thinking about, like as a priority. Because otherwise, I think that's the future of co-working is like just hanging out and getting drinks afterwards. So I'm 100% on board.
Staples.
Yeah, that place is fine. I like that.
It's something I feel like we should try. They only want, what is it, $800?
Yeah. It's to be honest, it's so hard to actually work on Toronto DAO shit while I'm in Kazakhstan. Like I'm just like cannot put my mind to it. It's weird.
Honestly, I think that's probably good though.
Yeah, just to get a little bit of a break, I guess.
Yeah, something you deserve. But
I guess.
but yeah, I think we could do. I don't know. Maybe we could have like a brief. Somebody from Sweet, either like virtual or in person, probably virtual, can just maybe create something as an exercise. Just and then after that, people can like mingle. We'd have maybe a moment where people can say, "Hey, I need someone to help me develop this," and then they can. I'm thinking on the fly, but they can talk to each other and maybe they could help each other out, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think with the right sponsor, we can make this happen. And especially like if it's just like a short time or something, not even all day. I mean, consistency is key. That's why I love what Vibe Station does, like every Friday. Also, rumors are they're gonna leave Startwell. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's kind of a weird cryptic messages I'm getting from the chat. So, and also they did a really great job with the startup village. You haven't been there, Matthew, right?
No, to be honest, I have so I have a desktop. I have a mediocre laptop, but I have like a really powerful desktop. So with like 3 giant screens. So I'm kind of like bunkered down where I work. But I need to actually, just deal with my shitty laptop and work from those places one time just to experience it.
I
We
will
need to
convince you
do it.
to get a MacBook.
What do you think about it, Anna? You've been to the startup village. How did you like it?
Sorry, can you repeat, please? I couldn't listen.
Yeah, you've gone to startup village Solana, right? You've been
Yes,
there once, I think.
yes, I
How did you
really
like it?
appreciate. Sorry.
Yeah, you liked it?
I like the place. I think it's a very cool place to work when you are, like me that work remotely and needs a place to concentrate. Sometimes a library or your own house, it's not the perfect place to concentrate and work. I went for an event there that it was supposed to be like a breakfast, coffee time for people to network and hang out. But I unfortunately arrived later. So I arrived like in the very end, where most people had already left. So I didn't have enough time to do the networking that I wanted to do. But I met Audrey there, and yeah, it was cool. I like the place.
Nice. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it too. It was just like a more testament to the fact that this is the future of work. It's not like you go to the office to work on your little company, whatever you work for. It's more like everyone gets together and they're working for their little companies, but they're together in one place or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the future is digital. There's no way of coming back to that. It's not going to be like the old days that you have to go to the office and you are, locked to a certain place or city. You are free to go anywhere you want.
Yep.
I think it's important. So I'm fortunate that I have like a place to work from. But I understand many people they don't, and their working from home is like sitting at a tiny table on a couch or something, right? Which isn't the greatest place to work from.
Yeah. I actually work from the cafe most of the time. I go to the cafe next to me. It's called the Theater Cafe, and it's like a very cool vibe. They have very good Wi-Fi and very cheap coffee. I don't know.
My
That's
desktop
kind of like
doesn't
my
even
office.
have Wi-Fi.
Man, we have to do a GoFundMe for your laptop.
No, I have it and I can use it, but I love I built it from scratch, right? So I love my desktop.
PCMR.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Although I don't play much games from it. I mostly just work from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to get out there a bit more. I think it's helpful for also like networking too, because especially if you're in like marketing, for example, there's like hopefully tons of people working in the same field as you, right? So instead of like cold reaching out to them, you could just be like go up to them and talk to them.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough. Like networking is never. It's kind of hit and miss for me all the time. I mean, I also want to give a shout out to BeatBuy. They had a great party, and also the department party was pretty amazing. Unlimited chicken burgers. That was
Oh,
awesome.
those chicken burgers. I took two to eat at home. I don't know if I should
Yeah, I
say
took
that out
one.
loud.
It's okay. No judgment.
Just watch there be a picture of my face at their next event. Be like, do not admit chicken burger thief.
So that was actually an amazing thing that they did, right? Because that was cool. Like unlimited chicken burgers and veggie burgers, like nonstop. And they never ended, and you can just stuff yourself with them. I don't know. I really appreciate that because I don't think they spent too much money on that, but it was awesome.
And you know what I found interesting is all of the mocktails were sold out.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's a new trend.
Because I think
By the way, a lot of us.
a lot of us don't drink. I am not one of those. But there are people in like the Toronto DAO group and the crypto group who are not drinkers. And while we were hanging out, they couldn't get the mocktails. They were out of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually drinking wine right now. So
I just finished.
Australian.
I just bottled another round of cider.
Nice. We have to drink your cider at
Oh yeah,
least
I
at
have
one
lots of
point. You have
bottles.
to.
I have lots of bottles now for that. Tonight I'm gonna start a lemon one. The lemon one is my favorite, but it takes a lot more work and longer. It takes a month.
I like that you have this.
Sorry.
I like that you have this hobby of making cider.
Well, I've
It's like
got like
I can't.
$1,000 worth of alcohol now that cost me like $100.
Damn, where'd you get it?
Like so,
Oh,
like
you mean like your cider that you?
yeah, if I were to like go to the
Sorry.
LCBO and buy it, it would cost me that
Yeah,
much. And
that's yeah.
so like it saved
How do
me a
we?
lot of money.
We have to plan some sort of a cookout barbecue where you can bring your cider because it's legal to drink in the park, right?
Yes, it is. And I actually have a mini barbecue, portable barbecue too.
Oh wow, Anna, you're in charge of organizing this party, barbecue cookout with.
Yeah, put the Brazilian in charge of the meat. That's a good idea.
I knew
There you
it.
go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I love cooking. I'll help it. Yeah. It's gonna be nice.
Let's go.
And sorry, Anne, I know you only like white wine. I don't know how to make white wine.
Oh, it's okay. It's not a problem.
I also wanted to note that a lot of us showed up at the department party, at the opening party. That was awesome. Like Toronto DAO members,
Oh
the
yeah.
core team.
It was like everyone was there, and we had a debate on whether Maria's phone case was yellow or green. That took up a
Yeah,
lot of time. It was a major point of the conversation.
that was history there. Yeah, I actually don't have any pictures from that. Did we post that pictures online? Those pictures or in the group or
I
anything?
think we
Someone has the
did.
pictures.
I think we did. I'll go back and try to find them and share them with you. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about was the merch. As someone who got a lot of merch, um, I want to
Go for it.
say that, and I had to give out a bunch of merch recently. And what I think works and doesn't work is a make sure your color is appropriate for the event. All right.
What do you mean?
And what that means is that I had to give out white shirts. People were eating, and they literally said, "Let me wash my hands and I'll come back," because they thought they were going to get their shirts dirty, right? And they never came
Mhm.
back. So it sounds trivial, but it's important to keep that in mind. People don't want to do anything for anything. Like, oh, what do I have to do? Follow the Toronto DAO. Pass. Like, but you just have to
Well,
click a
following
button.
is yeah.
Um,
So are you just give it out then, or what? Like,
so we kind of lowered the threshold throughout so like the people that got a shirt at the very beginning had to do a lot, and the people that got a shirt at the end had to do very little.
classic.
Yeah. And some were like aggressive, and it's just like, wow, I don't want to have to dox myself. How can you ask me of that? And they got like offended. It's like, oh, calm down.
It's Bitcoin.
Yes. So
So
yes,
how was the
another
party?
thing. Sorry.
Sorry. Once you like, let's finish the merch
Oh yeah.
segment, but like, I do want to ask about this pizza party.
Yeah. So if we're doing quests, don't do a quest where you have to dox yourself. Basically, be prepared to have to do all the work for them, because people don't know how to do anything. Like, I
Oh,
never
sure.
got
By the
over.
way,
Sorry,
go ahead. Sorry,
I was like,
my
I never got
lagging.
over. Like, the best example was like, hey, follow Toronto DAO, for instance, would be a quest, and they posted follow Toronto DAO.
Yeah.
Like, they literally it takes like 7 tries for them to make out a tweet or to do something on Twitter. And it's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I write smart contracts. And like, oh, okay, you can write a smart contract, but you can't write a tweet. That's interesting. That's where your knowledge ends. So,
Yeah, it's weird.
like, I feel like if we do quests, you'd have to do like a QR code, and it just does everything for you, and then they can just press send. I don't have faith that they'll be able to press send, but they got to do some of the work themselves. Oh, Tyler's got his hand up. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Quests are great, and I had a good conversation with Mojito yesterday about actually using Alpha 4 as we're on testnet now.
Famous, right?
What was that?
Mojito is someone famous, right?
Mojito, they pitched at that event, but I think you guys left. They have a big like real world asset platform, and they just released a questing platform essentially for Web3, and we're talking with them, trying to figure something out. Anyways, that was one conversation.
Okay.
But as an example, questing, like you're saying, is maybe kind of clunky or difficult, in some ways cumbersome, to say the least.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of Web3 or on-chain interactions can be. But, I think there's a lot of ways to use still reward loops, even simple ones. Like, I think Kaz is really interested in the whole POAP thing, right? I think you were getting on that, but there's really a lot of different ways to still reward people, especially on Sui, right? POAP, yeah.
Oh, pull up. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to reward people on Sui in particular because of their ZK login. That's really, really not cumbersome. So I think you can get into some interesting stuff that's really lean, and they're kind of like soft questing, so to speak. And then you could probably do it through a platform like ours that can integrate with everything. So maybe that's something we could explore if you want. Sorry.
I like it, Taylor. I like the fact that you're natively advertising your platform.
Yeah,
just like
I actually had got to respect that.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. You're no, we're obviously gonna try to help you. So whatever, like let's talk about it. Okay, my merge story. My favorite merge story is that I got the free Ledger wallet, Ledger Nano.
Oh shit!
Because Mark, the podcaster, came up to me at the conference and he said, "Those dudes over there, they're trying to get rid of all their ledgers." So I'm like, "Holy shit! I need a ledger right now. How do I get one?" He's like, "You just have to go through their quests and shit." And I've tried to do my best with their quests. I came up to them. I didn't get enough points. Just did those, like tweeted something, whatever. And they just gave me a ledger just like for the fuck of it. Like, just, okay, never mind. Here's a ledger. You're fine. But the thing is, like, I have no idea who they were. I already forgot what was the company. Maybe if you go through my tweets, you'll find them. But I have no idea who those guys were. But I got their ledger. That's my story.
That's like $100 thing.
Make sure it's not a second-hand ledger.
I mean, it was in the plastic wrapper, so that's all I know.
Okay.
Especially mine's
like in a box.
I have the one that has a battery in it, but the battery's broken, and it's kind of like I can exchange it, but it's a whole ordeal that basically won't have access to a ledger for like 2 weeks, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I could have used that myself.
Yeah, those were good ones, and I mean, my dirty secret is I've never actually used a ledger in my life, so it's I'm long overdue to like get a ledger.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so the pizza party obviously did not have the turnout that it had in previous years due to the shitty weather. I'm just going to get that out of the way. That is not the organizer's fault. It's just shit happens. It was 5 degrees and it was raining. There are a lot of people who are going to say, nope, not today.
That's fucked up. 5 degrees?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And thank God for those Sui sweaters, because there's no way I could have worn their shirt for that. And at least I was still cold with the sweater, but at least I was able to represent the brand in a warmer way.
Good job on the smooth advertising here, Matthew, as well. You guys are on the roll.
But so everyone was like crowded underneath the awning, and so it was really loud and hard to talk. Again, that's just one of those things you have to deal with, right? With the weather. God was
based on the pictures and videos, that was actually pretty adorable that you were all kind of under that little roof.
Yes,
that was kind of cute.
But the unfortunate thing is it made everything really loud. It is what it is. Like I said, God was just like, I'm gonna give you a hard time today.
Yeah.
Anna, how's your experience?
It was good for me. I just think it was too cold. It was I think the bad weather made a difference in a negative way, But I had a good time. People, I don't know. I don't think it's exactly people's fault, but I think the strategy with the marketing needs to be improved. I agree with Matthew totally on that. Because asking people to follow a page and and just giving them a t-shirt, and nowadays is not interesting anymore for people. So you got to think of other interesting things. I even suggested them to change the approach, change by maybe creating a quiz, making it something really challenging, so people would challenging, but not too difficult. Maybe ask something about Bitcoin, about Satoshi, just to test people's knowledge. But I do understand that they wanted to grow their page, but there are other ways to do that. And I think that the weather was really bad. I felt so much cold. But yeah, I had a good time. It was good for me. It was a good experience. Just a little bit, tiresome because of the weather.
Cool. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was like in Turkey. It was amazing weather, sunny, ocean breeze, all that stuff. And I did not miss Toronto. That's another quote. Don't quote me on that. But I was like, oh my god, it's nice to be under the sun for once.
I did find it funny. There was this event. We're having this elite pizza coming. It's amazing. You guys are gonna love it. And they're like, this pizza's very expensive. I was like, oh shit! Like, I can't wait to try this. And I was like, it's fine. I honestly prefer the other one.
I mean, pizza is pizza. I mean, it's very difficult to fuck it up, but also like, I don't know. You
Like,
don't have to make
expensive pizza shouldn't be a thing. All right, the price difference between like the shittiest pizza and the best pizza should be like $5.
I agree.
If your amazing pizza is like $10 more than like pizza, then just you can't do it. Just move on. Tyler, you have your hand up.
I do. I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay. Did you go to? I didn't see you.
Pizza is good. I agree.
Were you at the pizza event? I didn't.
No, I didn't make it in for the pizza event.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's unfortunate because in past, like, it's packed, right? I did think what they did do better this time is they kind of got they had security, which was important because last time you had just a bunch of randos show up, a lot of homeless, and you had people who had nothing to do with the event. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna get some pizza, and it was I think even the event, the guy who, like, one of the hosts was just like, you know what, I'm going. But so the security helped. What they also did was really nice is they had like a feed the homeless thing with pizza beforehand. So that was really cool.
Oh yeah, well, that was nice.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, guys, you can't come to our event this time, but here's some pizza now.
Well, speaking of, we actually have an event on the 25th of June. We're not going to talk too much about it because, we don't have the approval to mention that yet. I submitted all the information for approval, but I do want to mention that the event is actually going to be at Arta Gallery, and I've learned of cool parties at Arta Gallery because of the pizza parties. Pizza party during the Futurist in last August, was at Arta Gallery in Toronto, and it just worked out so well, and that's why I decided to go with that location. And I do want to give a shout out to the Pizza DAO Toronto for kind of like pointing me to that location, and they actually were very helpful with like providing extra information. Oh shit, that reminded me, we have to apply for all those licenses and stuff for alcohol.
Yes, but we can't do that until right before the event. That's what I was been told.
I don't.
But we will.
Either way. Yeah. But June 25, Toronto DAO has an event dedicated to crypto exchanges. Let's just put it that way, and it's going to be an educational one. Taylor, I hope you're going to make it there. It's going to be a lot of investors there, and
sure, yeah.
maybe you can chat. Yeah.
Yes, and we do have alcohol this time, but as I mentioned, it seems to not be that important anymore.
Yeah, but it's still nice to have it.
I agree, but like I definitely agree. But what I learned is we need to have more non-alcoholic drinks as well.
Yep.
I remember the first.
I was onto something. those cocktails.
Yes, those were very popular. And I remember even the first time when we did have alcohol, um, we bought like a couple non-alcoholic drinks thinking no one would touch them, and they were gone within 5 minutes.
I do also want to add that you guys all should visit Kazakhstan at least once, just because it's a very cool little hidden gem, like Almaty, Kazakhstan, and you'll be like surprised. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. I need a break from Canada for now. Not a
I feel
forever
you.
break, just a quick one, just a quick vacation. I've been in this country for a year without going anywhere.
That's crazy.
I know.
Even during COVID, I was in the country for
I
a
was in
year.
Colombia during COVID.
Nice.
I think I traveled more than I
Um,
ever did during COVID. I was in Colombia, I was in Amsterdam and Lisbon.
oh, Lisbon's cool. Imagine if we do a retreat somewhere like in cheap place like Cuba, and I don't know, we don't have any money right now per se for that kind of trip, but like all like the core team does like a corporate retreat in Cuba. That would be amazing.
That would be good. But though, yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm drunk already on wine. I'm gonna pass out.
Yes, I was about to say we're coming to the end of this. This was a nice little chat, a nice break from work too. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, that was
Anna,
cool.
we have a special guest next week, but I forget the name. Do you want to enlighten us on that?
Oh, it's Trevor. I just need to check how to pronounce his surname. I'm so sorry. I think it's Russian. But Trevor was one of the main speakers in Consensus. He was in the main stage talking about AI and the intersection of AI and finances and crypto. And he's got one of his companies works with AI training, and people are able to train AI and earn crypto. So he has talked about many interesting things. He was one of my favorite speakers, and yeah, he's going to be our guest for June the 12th. Actually,
Oh, 12th.
it's not
My
in the,
bad.
yeah. It's not in the next week. It's the upcoming week. Yeah,
Okay, well,
and can you listen to me?
That's the guy from Sapien, right?
Sorry, what did you say?
Trevor is the guy from like he's the CEO of Sapien,
Yes,
correct?
yes. Trevor Koverko. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, that he's a great guy, and it's like I've met him at the London's event. He's a great guest. So good job, Anna, for booking him. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
spirit fingers for Anna.
Jazz hands right
Oh,
now.
jazz hands.
I being ambitious here. I also messaged Jeff Booth. I don't know if he will say yes, but let's wait.
All right, good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna end it early. I still have the Zeely campaign. It's consensus 2025. If that doesn't work, let me know because I sometimes have a hard time spelling that word. I did double check. I thought I spelled it correctly, but just in case. So head on to
Wait, is it like
no,
capital C, all one word?
no lowercase one word. I put the hint in the quest. It says in brackets lowercase one word. I do that
Okay,
now to
I'm gonna
avoid
do that.
confusion.
Cool.
But yeah, get those Zeely points. Keep an eye out for our next event. And this has been fun. My name is Matthew, Toronto DAO. Thank you, Samir, Anna, Tyler, and I Dead Carrots. That's it's an interesting name. I love it for joining our space. But I'll see you all next week and have a nice weekend, everyone.
Have a nice weekend.
Adios.